What is up, Unbound? Hello and welcome to the October 2022 Community Update. I am your host, as always, David Rethemeyer, and I am excited to be back home. Last month's update was live from Apex, which was an absolute blast, and I loved getting to see you guys there at Apex, but now we are back home and we are kicking things off with you guys' new semester coming up here for the fall, and we have a ton of new things going on in the Unbound community. So this is your one-stop shop for all things news related for the Unbound community. So if you have questions or if you're curious about anything that I talk about during the show, make sure to check the description down below, and I will have links to everything that I talk about during this episode. But with all that being said, let's jump into it. First, if you are still trying to get over the Apex blues from just the sadness of real life that you are returning to after all of the amazingness that is Apex, I feel you. And we've got a couple of things that should hopefully help you out from that. So for one thing, our amazing event photographer, Adelie, has finished editing and publishing all of the photos. All of the photos from all 5 days are viewable in a Google Drive folder that you can find linked down below. So check those out and make sure that if you're in the Apex Slack to thank Adelie for the amazing job that she did. She has always come through with fantastic photos. And over on the Be Unbound YouTube channel, if you're craving more of the video format, then we've got several post-Apex things coming out. So we have the opening video that we showed on opening night that gives the whole history of Apex. We've got all 4 daily recap videos there that you can check out to relive each day there. We've got the Gala silent film skits there that you can check out to look at and laugh at, and the full story of Operation Kairos. So you can check all of those things out over on the Be Unbound YouTube channel. And if you're not already subscribed over there, definitely make sure that you fix that, because in addition to the Apex stuff that's already out over there, there's a bunch more stuff coming soon. We have a new vlog that's going to be coming out from Apex with some behind the scenes looks at what goes on with running the event. We'll have an all-new full-length Apex recap that will be coming out. And then in addition to that, we're going to have some Ascend stories featuring some of you guys. We're going to have some short films coming out, a whole bunch of more great content over on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, go click the link down below and subscribe to Be Unbound on YouTube. Over on the podcast side of things, right here where you might be watching or listening to this, Season 5 is in full swing, and we are already 5 episodes in. So we've got our usual 3 series going on right now. We've got Unbound Talks, which is especially great if you or your parents want to hear a little bit more from the staff about why Unbound does things the way we do, why we approach our education differently than most places. And especially throughout your Ascend year, we're going to have episodes that are themed around what you might be experiencing during that point. We also have Unbound Pursuits, where we have featured quite a few amazing alumni who have delved into some really cool careers. So far, we have featured illustrative artists and marketers so far. And over on Unbound Conversations, where we have some amazing guests. We kicked off the season with Paul Hastings, the host of the Compelled podcast, which is absolutely phenomenal. His podcast is absolutely great. Check it out and check out the episode that we did with him. And we've got an episode with Luke Zamperini coming out this week. So especially if you really enjoyed hearing his session at Apex, definitely do not want to miss that episode of the podcast. Now, we're going to take a brief break from the community update to do a little fun activity here that we call Question for the Community. I made sure to talk about it in the last update live at Apex, and I got a ton of responses from you guys, which I love reading through. I hope that you guys keep them coming throughout the year. So, for reference, the question from the last month was, if you could sum up your Unbound experience so far in 4 words or less, what would you say? And I got a bunch of responses, like I said, but I'm only going to pick 3 of my favorites to feature here. So Terry over on the forums said, learning that ordinary is extraordinary. I think that is a great takeaway to take away from your Unbound experience, and I think Jonathan would also be very, very happy with that takeaway. Colton in the Ascend Slack said, befuddling, discombobulating, exquisite, profound. Those are certainly 4 words that you could have chosen, and you did choose to describe your Unbound experience, but I can't say that I disagree with any of them. And finally, my favorite answer had to come from Lydia over on the forums, who said, deep, useful, unusual, life-changing. I would have to wholeheartedly agree with each of those words as great descriptors of the Unbound experience. So, if you would like to be featured, just like these 3 were, for the next month's update, here is the next question for you. If you could add any game or activity to the schedule at Apex, what would it be? Now, this is obviously a theoretical thing, but hey, the 2023 cabinet might listen in and get some ideas from you. So, if you have an answer to this new question for the community, make sure to leave it in the Unbound Community Update thread over on the forums, or look for my message in the random channel of the Ascend Slack, and let us know what you think that your best answer is. Now, back to the updates. Over on the forums, we have the exercise challenge going on right now. We are about midway through with gladiators versus warriors. So far, it is looking like a pretty close race, and if you are involved in that, then I salute you, and don't forget to hydrate. Coming up, though, pretty soon, there is going to be an Unbound gift exchange happening over on the forums, which is sort of a Secret Santa style of gift exchange that is a whole lot of fun. And so make sure to keep your eyes out for info on that, since info will be coming up pretty soon. And also keep an eye out for, once the exercise challenge wraps up, the moderators' end-of-year games will be coming up soon as well. So there's lots of fun things happening over on the forums. Make sure you go check them out. And over with Empower Calls, of course, there are new Empower Calls coming out every single week, and study break calls every other week, and game nights once a month. So all of those things are going on a regular basis, and I will leave the sign-up sheet down below. And the ECM wants to put out a call if you would like to lead an Empower Call. If there's some sort of topic or discussion that you would love to host with some cool people in the Unbound community, then make sure to get in touch with the ECM and let them know that you'd like the opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and it might sound a little intimidating, but it's really a lot easier than you might expect, especially with how cool and easy the people here in the Unbound community are to have great conversations with. Now, last but not least, I have a couple of updates from the Unbound company side of things on new products that we have coming out. So, for one thing that we have launched right now, that is going on right now, is the Unbound launch event. So it is called What's Next Launch with Confidence. It is a 3-week-long live event with sessions from Jonathan and then a bunch of the really cool staff from Unbound. So while that event has already gotten started, you can make sure to check it out, and you can get in on at least some of it by visiting beunbound.us/launch and checking it out there. It's especially helpful for high schoolers and parents of high schoolers who are wanting to get a little bit more info on how to make the transition from high school into full-on adulthood. So if you or someone you might know would be interested in that, definitely send them that way. And then we also have coming up soon Ascend Semester. And Ascend Semester is really just an opportunity for students who might be interested in Ascend but aren't sure about it to experience some of the key pieces of Ascend over the spring semester. They get to join an Ascend team, they get to attend the webinars, they get to experience projects, they'll go to base camp, they'll get to take Navigate and the first leadership course. So they get to do a ton of great stuff that is involved in Ascend while compacted all into one single semester. So if you know anybody who would be interested in that, make sure to send them to beunbound.us/semester, where they can check out all of the info for that program. And last but not least, one final little teaser for something we have coming up is called Unbound Cohorts, which is going to be a month-to-month subscription from us here at Unbound. Now, I don't have a whole lot else to share on that front as of yet, but most likely later this month, there will be more details coming out very soon, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. Now, to wrap things up for this update, I have, well, the reason that probably most of you have stuck around this long through the video anyway, or you've skipped ahead to this point. So, Michael, let's kick him off with some words of wisdom.
And this is Words of Wisdom with David Rethemeyer.
Merchandising is one of the most brilliant schemes ever created. You see, normally with advertising, as a company, you have to pay another organization to allow your message to be spread and for your things to be displayed all over the place. In the case of merchandising, people actually pay you money so that they can be walking, talking displays of your brand. It is one of the most brilliant capitalistic schemes since multi-level marketing. Hello, are you selling branded merchandise?
All of this.
Fantastic. Shut up and take my money.
And this has been Words of Wisdom with David Rethemeyer.
All right, and that will wrap things up for the October 2022 community update. Thank you so much for joining me for this update, and I will see you once again next month for the update for November. As always, be unbound.